Rescue 1 Mayo Clinic ambulance, respond to West Skyline Parkway and West 5th Street for a vehicle versus pedestrian on Skyline.
Now the second person to be killed on West Skyline Parkway this month. Tonight, those living in the area say this is a dangerous stretch of road. Good evening, I'm Laura Lee.
And I'm Dan Wolf. Thanks for joining us. We now know the name of the man who died after he was hit by a car in Duluth yesterday. Duluth Police identified the victim as 70-year-old Kenneth Bickle of Duluth. In the last hour, a family member of his shared this photo of him with us.
Authorities say the 70-year-old was out walking near West Skyline Parkway and West 5th Street when he was hit. He ended up dying at the hospital. Police say the driver did not seem to be impaired. They're still investigating the cause of crash.
He is now the second person to die on the stretch of road in the last month. And Cara Kopp joins us in studio with concerns from people living in that area about that stretch of road. Cara?
Dan, Laura, that's right. Those fatalities are raising concerns about the stretch of Skyline Parkway. You'll remember earlier this month, 26-year-old Logan Wook died when his car rolled right in that same area near Twin Ponds. It happened early in the morning, and police say Wook was wearing his seatbelt. The two recent deaths is causing some living in the area to raise concerns about pedestrian safety on that stretch of road.
This just helped put me on an even higher alert, and I just wanted to move to action more now that there's been 2 deaths in such a short amount of time.
She tells me she plans to take these concerns to city councilors and the mayor. I also spoke to others walking out today on the Skyline Parkway who share those same concerns. We'll hear from them coming up tonight at 10.